Hello Forgers, Ankh here, and today we're going to be doing a booster kit opening for Battle for Whitefang Pass. I'm going to go over all the different decks, and we're going to probably do a bit of a sealed build, see which of the four factions we would put two together, and then maybe we'll take these to the online queues and see how it does. So let's crack right into it. It's always fun to open up new decks, and we're going to try to avoid spoiling any soul binds if we can. I don't know which side. There we go. Alright, let's see what's right up on the front. Got Aether Root, Page Walker, Stone Fist, and a Slime. So let's get our land out of the way first. Take a look at that and see what can we build. So I'll do sort of a step-by-step analysis of the cards as we go through, and then we'll do a bit of an overview of the strengths and weaknesses of the particular half deck and look for some key indicators of what we'd be looking for to pair it with as we go. Right off the bat, having the Page Walker there means we'd want, if we can get a high mage count, that might be a pretty strong thing to do. So, Arrogant Page Walker. Ooh, into a Combat Allomancer. That's a good start for a mage deck. Into an Emboldening Prophet. It's 3 for 3 on mages. We get a Gizmo. Glitch Scout, so another mage. We got a Mechanizing Warden, my favorite Warden, because it makes everybody else a robot, so it automatically triggers itself as long as you have one more creature. We got a Nanoswarm to go with our Gizmo. A Prepared Safeguard, which can ready a creature. A Shield Node. And a Steel Graft. And our Forgeborn is Crux Cobalt with Synaptic Siphon, Mind Over Matter, and Shattered Psyche. So, right off the bat, we have a pretty decent number of mages for a single deck. We got the 4 mages up here at the top. Prophets works well with the Arrogant Page Walker. It has decent stats, and being able to pump its neighbors is nice. Glitch Scout being able to move around, a little bit of upgrade. We only got one scientist for the Nanoswarm. I'm not a big fan of Safeguard. I don't particularly like this underdrop creature. It's just the amount of armor it gives is not high impact, but we are going to be trying to do this more as a sealed build, so it may get there. We also have a Steel Graft for pumping, but we got no real, other than the Combat Allomancer, we don't have any real way to interact with our opponent other than to kind of keep our guys alive while killing theirs. So we'll have to see. Maybe we can get a high density mage build in our Tempe stack. But this is actually a much stronger land than I'm used to seeing in Battle for Whitefang Pass. So let's clean this up, and then we'll take a look at our, let's go with our Utera. So I use this knife just because it's so hard to open these without a little bit of help from a sharp object. Always want to be careful not to scratch the cards in the process. And let's see what we got here. So, Biting Aether Root, Brashful Slayer. It's a nice modifier for a Slayer. Got a Ferocious Roar, Heart Tree. So far 2 life gain payoffs. Lead Charge, a Mystical Tangle Sprout, a Soothing Bartok, a Toxic Decayosaur, Utera Charger, and a Venerable Hunter, with our Forgeborn being Oros, with a Shapeshift at 2, Spell Surge at 3, and Dark Forge Drain at 4. So overall, a bit of a disappointing Utera. Again, with the algorithm in Battle for Whitefang Pass, you don't get to see very often more than one life gain source, but you often get multiple life gain payoffs. So unless Necreum can save the day, I don't see this deck being super functional. The biggest problem is that we have two of our two cards that kind of don't do anything without something like a Soothing Bartok. And, you know, if you draw the Soothing Bartok in the same hand as the Aether Root, you know, you play the Bartok to give the Aether Root plus stats one way or the other. It's a little awkward. You know, Ferocious Roar is a nice trick. Terra Charger and Venerable Hunter are decent ways to interact with your opponent. Brashful Slayer is just a nice, big, aggressive breakthrough creature at cycle 2. But not super impressed. We had 3 spells. Lead the Charge doesn't really interact with anything but the Mystical Tangle Sprout. So this deck is just kind of all over the place, so I don't imagine this one's going to make the cut. But we'll have to see what we get in our Necreum and Tempest. This definitely does not want to pair with the Aloyan we just looked at. So let's take a look at our Necreum next. Alrighty. Get that out of there. Alright, so we got our Abyssal Slime. Arrogant Devourer. So we know she got at least 1 Exalt in this deck. We've got a Bride of Frankenbaum. Chanting of the Abyss. So Muthril is our Soulbind. We also got a Evil Lab, so that's 2. 2 Exalts to work with. We got a Keeper of the Damned. We got an Ossuary Mech. Got a Red Wasteland, so another Exalt. A Vile Demon. And a Zymus. And for our Forgeborn, we've got Nixnekia with Soul Rip at 2, Dark Ritual at 3, and Dark Summoning at 4. So this is a pretty interesting deck. How do we even assess this? Okay, so Slime's decent stats for even for an abyssal creature. You know, having a 14, effectively a 14/13. It's kind of on curve, but it also gets that bonus of being able to kill something if you play at the right time. Arrogant Devourer, we have 3 different exalts that we might want to chuck at something, so that's a pretty good way to destroy a creature if we can get these exalts out. Actually, I guess I should show off the Muthril here as well. So we get our Impending Doom. If we can get to cycle 4, it transforms into our Muthril. Honestly, it's a bit of a meme, but Sealed could be slow enough to make the dream happen. Evil Lab, we have 2 scientists to go with that. Not too bad. We got Vile Demon is pretty unplayable with what we're looking at right now, except we do have the Zymus that can be reanimated, but no real minion generation. I mean, technically Keeper of the Damned is minion generation, however, you have to sacrifice a creature to make that happen. But Red Wasteland with Keeper of the Damned is a very interesting combination because you can just keep killing the same minion over and over again to get the bonuses, and after the first level, the Red Wasteland is kind of a free play anyway. So this is interesting. It's got a little bit of removal with the Arrogant Devourer and the Evil Lab. It's got the Chanting of the Abyss to like keep something alive if you need to, and you've got 3 spells to go with our Bride of Frankenbaum. So far, we've only had a bunch of 3-spelled decks, so the Frankenbaum's not going to trigger all that often, but you never know. So yeah, it's interesting. We'll have to take a look at what our other decks provide. There's no mages in here, so this does not help our, if there's a mage plan for our Aloyan deck. But we will have to see where this ends up. And finally, our Tempest deck. Let's see what we got here. destroying any of the cards. Maybe set 3 will have pull tabs. We never know. All right, we got an Ardent Stonefist, just a big body. Disintegrate, decent removal spell. A Furious Hawkrider. This is one of the better underdrops you can get because it just dumps out a whole bunch of stats on the board all at once. Got ourselves a Lightning Charge. A Lightning Tamer, so we got a Mage. Got a Nargoth Commander, a Pyromatic Colossus, a Spirit Golem Conclave, a Stampeding Master, and a Venerable Ice Crusher. And for our Forgeborn, we've got a Sunder with Gale Surge at 2, Frost Blast at 3, and Summon the Swarm at 4. So we did get 2 mages in this deck. So we would have a 6 mage deck if we put this with our Tempees. We've got Spirit Golem Conclave is one of my favorite cards in Whitefang Pass, especially if you have creatures with mobility. The Colossus is nice. It's got decent stats, but you can also pick off a creature that's been damaged earlier. Lightning Tamer getting the extra minion can also be pretty interesting with the Stampeding Master. You can just go super wide, super quick. Nargoth Commander doesn't have a lot of synergy, but we do have a couple of creatures that have a decently high toughness or health stat, so that could be interesting. As far as removal goes, we just have really the Disintegrate and the Colossus to an extent. Otherwise, we're just removing things with our creatures face to face. So, yeah, I mean, so far, I think the Utera deck is probably the weakest out of this pool. I just don't see enough going on with it to make it work. We don't have the life gain payoffs or life gain enablers for the life gain cards. The stats early on are not that spectacular. I mean, other than Utera Charger being a really strong card, there's just not much going on here that synergizes with the rest of the decks that we've seen. The Abyssal, this deck with the could be interesting. Abyssal Slime, Arrogant Devourer. We only have 3 spells again, so we don't really have any sort of like spell synergy going on. We don't have any mages here to support the Stampeding Master. Vile Demon is... Let me see what Vile Demon stat lines... I mean, it's big in Cycle 1, but losing a creature is a huge disadvantage, so... I think these pieces are just too disparate for what's going on, so I think really probably our best bet is going to be our Aloyan deck, just because we have a little bit more synergies going on. We've got the 3... We've got our 3 mages with the Combat Elementor, Pagewalker, Prophet, and Scout. We've got some ways to protect our key pieces with the Shield Node and the Steel Graph, so we can keep our mages on the board. The Mechanizing Warden's just kind of a beater. Like, you don't need... Because of the way it plays, and you just need to have another robot on the field, any other creature on the field with this is going to give it its bonus. So I think it's what, like a... Yeah, it's like a 9/7 at level 1, so it's a great underdrop. Again, Prepared Safeguard, I'm not super excited about. Gizmo's okay, but really we'd be kind of leaning on the Allomancer and the Disintegrate as our ways to interact with our opponent. Otherwise, we have to be pretty aggressive with this deck, so I don't know how much that really works with our Pagewalker plan. Arrogant Pagewalker it's a 5/4, still decent stats at level 1. I mean, these guys can still rumble at level 1. So yeah, I think this might be where I go with it. You know, we have some dead cards, like Nanoswarm's not going to do a whole lot because we only have the Gizmo as our scientist. Again, Steelgraph and Shield Node are just ways to kind of keep our important creatures on the board. Otherwise, we have some decently aggressive cards. Let's check the stat lines on our Ardent Stonefist. So it's an 8/14 at 2. It's a 3/6 at 1. I mean, this thing can just stick on the board and stick around. So it's good to like check what your sort of stat lines are at level 1. So you can do some profitable trades. Like Pyromantic Colossus is a 5/4, Ice Crusher is a 6/6. So we got a decent array of stats here in the early game to keep from falling behind. And then we have some decent sized mages, and it just ways to get a little bit more board advantage with the Lightning Tamer for extra minion. So yeah, I think I kind of like that. Now the question would be which of the two Forgeborn will be running this deck. We've got Crux Cobalt, gives something -4 attack, another thing +4 attack. That could be pretty strong. Sarah's Psyche lets us destroy a creature with 12 or less attack. We don't have any other ways of reducing attack in the deck that I noticed. So the affordability is kind of, it's alright. Gale Surge with the mobility can be a really aggressive ability. Frostblast doing 4 to everything can be okay, but that requires us to do a lot of ding damage. But it can clear our way from like some of the lower level minions. This is actually a hard choice. I almost wonder if the Mind Over Matter might be better, since we're trying to draw as many mages as possible, and the being able to get the 8 armor to protect them is pretty nice. So I might actually try out Crux in this deck. So yeah, why don't we pair these two together, see how that goes. And I will see you guys online. The SolForge Fusion Digital Client closed beta is now available. Now is your chance to win a beta key for you or a friend. Leave a comment below by March 27th to be entered into the drawing. Tell me how you would have built this pool. Do you agree with my deck choices, or do you think there was a better pairing? Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, as I will be giving out additional keys in the future. Alright everybody, here we are. We've got our 2 fresh Whitefang Pass decks. We've forged them together, and we are doing Crux Cobalt as our Forgeborn. We'll see how this goes. Let's just do a quick review of the deck. We've got the Safeguard, Gizmo, Emboldening Prophet, the Combat Allomancer, our Arrogant Pagewalker, Glitch Scout, Mechanizing Warden, all decent creatures. Then we got the Ice Crusher, Master, Stone Fist, and Lightning Tamer, Pyromantic Colossus, Nargoth Commander, and Furious Hawkrider. And then some spells: Nano Swarm, Steel Graph, Lightning Charge, Disintegrate, Shield Gnome, and Conclave. So yeah, we'll just jump into the queues, see how things are going, and we'll just test it out, take it to a test drive, see how it performs. Alright, here goes our first match with the sealed deck. See what our opponent's running here. Looks like a set 1 deck. Looks like a pretty decent spells package going on. Lots of free stuff. Free creatures. So we're probably going to have a little bit of a challenge playing here, but we'll see how it goes. I think this is a Stampeding Master right into a Lightning Tamer if we can keep the Master on the board. Just spam the board with Spell Sprite minions. So we've got a Combat Patron, sure. Let's... I think we actually do offer the trade. Actually... They've got the Walker, so let's not offer the trade. Let's go over here. If we can get the extra minion, we'll just block it for the turn so we don't take a ton of damage. Yeah, Necrovive. That makes sense. So the question is, do we want a Lightning Tamer, or do we just want an Ice Crusher to get that off the board? And I think, given that we don't have a ton of spells in our deck, the Ice Crusher is probably the better play for this turn. Now we could trade damage, but I think I like keeping the board clear so I don't have stuff, extra creatures for like Infernal Ritual and cards like that. Alright, so here drew a bunch of our mages. We got the Page Walker, Glitch Scout, Prophet. So let's just drop down our Page Walker in the corner here and see if it can survive. And depending on what they play, nope, doesn't look like it's going to make it, but we can still drop a Glitch Scout in front of that. Still maybe get a upgrade out of the deal if they don't kill this again as well. Alright, they're just going to drop down to 8/8 Thermal Demon, that's fair. Alright, so I think what I'm actually going to upgrade is the Spirit Golem Conclave, because at the second level it just puts out so much stats, raw stats on the board. And here we got our Mechanizing Warden, which can trade with this demon if we needed to. Okay, so Walker's going to finish that off, which means that we need to discard. We're running low on ways. They got the Mangasaur, which can still kill it. The Mangasaur looks like the only real way to deal with this. So the question becomes, we play the Nargoth Commander just to make sure we have something survive. And I kind of actually... I want something to survive for the Mechanizing Warden. If they play the Stampeding Mangasaur, they just kill this. So I think I do actually play the Commander here. And give them an awkward choice if they have the Mangasaur. Okay, so they're going to Flame Jet us. And following that up with just a Circe's Call. Okay. So we could trade with the 8/8. We'd still have 2 3/3s to deal with, but we'd have our Nargoth Commander on the board. Yeah, I think that's what we do. I think we just drop out the Warden right here. Just trade, take some more damage. Keep our Nargoth Commander around, and then we can start working on cleaning up some minions here. Okay, so here we've got Gizmo, got the Lightning Tamer and the Furious Hawk Rider. So I could see putting the Ardent Stonefist down there. He's got Flame Strike, so he can just finish that off if he wants to. So maybe what we do actually is just drop this Lightning Tamer here now. And then we Furious Hawk Rider to buff both of those, if we can. So he's going to take out the Commander, that's to be expected. Okay, he's going to Primordial Slam, sure. So I think what we do here is we still do the Hawk Rider, pump up our Sprite. Don't want to play any extra spells if we can avoid it, because we don't want to give him more Circe's Call fodder. They've already used their Forgeborn ability, which gives us some options later. Okay, so they're going to take out the Spell Sprite here. Got their Uran Key still, that's good. Okay, now we draw all of our silver cards. Synaptic Siphon. So this is probably not long for this world. Yep. Makes sense. I think we can actually probably just play this page walker here. And then, depending on what they do, either play the Warden or the Ice Crusher. Okay, so Circe's Call just for one guy. So let's see. So we're gonna get an 11/9 out of this. I kind of like just taking out the walker here. And let's save some damage on the page walker. Yeah, save some damage on the page walker. So give one of my creatures +4. Let's give it over here. And actually, no, let's just weaken this guy. We don't have any ways of getting life back, so we need to be a little bit careful of our life total. Let's see if we can draw a mage here. We did. So we got our Stampeding Master, which I think we can just line up right across from there, and we get to upgrade something. I think we upgrade the Colossus. That way, if the Page Walker sticks around, we can just play the Prophet and get an extra minion out of the Stampeding Friend. Okay, so they're doing free Necro 5. We'll just lose our 11/2. Okay, Mangasaur is going to take out our Page Walker. That's fair. So I think I like just playing the Prophet here, and then we'll play the Spell Sprite first and buff these two, so we get a bunch of breakthrough damage if the Master survives. We still trade off the Mangasaur with our Spell Sprite. That'll also put us into cycle 3 with our Siphon. We're definitely, well, 1, 2. And let's see, what do we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they could have Infernal Ritual level 1. I think we just take the 3 damage. There's no reason to risk giving them a free upgrade. I think it's unlikely they had the spell there. I think they're just trying to trade here, but I don't think it was worth the risk, so to speak. So here we can drop down the Arrogant Page Walker into Mechanizing Warden. The other thing we could do is wait to do it as our second play, and we're definitely taking the damage again. And like set up with the Mechanizing Warden. Oh, free Necro 5, sure. Next turn, what we got here? Whirlwind, sure. Kind of want to keep this alive if we can. So I kind of like just tossing the Nargoth Commander here. And we'll hold on to our Mind Over Matter to set up our next turn if we need to. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it 6 and move it, sure. Circe's Call for free, okay. That's a nice bit of aggro. Alright, so I think we do mind over matter here and see what we draw, and maybe try and stave off. I mean, we're going to take 15 here, pretty much no matter what we do, I think, unless we can draw our Pyromatic Colossus. So let's do the mind over matter. It's hard to understand what is going on here. Okay, so we can keep the Stampeding Master. That'll get 8 health. And let's put a spell sprite out next turn. So we're drawing 3 cards, put 3 cards back. So we want to put back Page Walker, Warden, and Lightning Tamer. And we'll put our Master here because it will survive. We're going to take 15. But hopefully we can stave off some aggression because we're going to play the Page Walker, and then we have another level 3 to play with it, or we could do the Glitch Scout depending on what we want to do. So let's start off with the Page Walker. Let's put it in front of this guy, and then we can either Mechanizing Warden to give everybody 3/3 or something else. So yeah, I think that's fine. Playing a mage here does not do a whole lot unless the Stampeding Master dies. It does buff that, so they're going to Conflagrate, sure. Okay. So we can still play the Mechanizing Warden. That will be able to block the Unstable Spell Knight. That stuff's still going to trade regardless. There's not much we can do about that. I think we have to block here. We'll give our mages 3/3. Make our robot a 14/12. Use the Spell Knight it up, sure. So we're going to lose our Page Walker, but that's okay. I think it did its job. Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So we're going to lose a decent chunk of our cards here. This will still survive. This will still trade next turn, but that does put us in an awkward spot. Okay, we got the Colossus. That's not bad. We got the Combat Elementor, but no creatures to put with it. Oh, they're going to kill the minion. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think we just play Colossus here and hit this guy for 3. And this will trade depending on what happens here. Hopefully I don't have any huge creatures to drop. Okay, so we can do 7, that's fair. That's not gonna survive. I guess we just do the Combat Elementor anyway and trade. We'll go down to 6. We'll do 1 over here just to weaken it a little bit. And that doesn't do anything, so yeah, we'll pass the turn. Okay, drawing a bunch of low-level stuff here. I think we can just kill that friend. Let's drop this Colossus right in the middle. Kill that off. And then we have to watch out for lightning speed, so we're probably dead this turn. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to stop them. They can play basically any creature and instantly kill us. So that is GG, as the kids say. It'd be crazy if they didn't have a creature to play. Oh, interesting. So Defender's not going to help. Oh, okay, they picked another creature. There they go. That's better. I was gonna say. Alright, GG. I mean, I may have to cycle 4, which is pretty impressive for a sealed build against a deck that was reasonably tuned. So let's keep running it and see what who else we can find to play. Alright, here we go for another game. This time we're up against Carl Testa. So, let's see what we can do here. I think just Allomancer into Combat Warden. Best we can. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so this looks like a decent build. Ooh, Refreshing Ravager's a nice one. Taliesin. Okay, this looks like it could be a fun one. Oh, Syntheta's Lab, nice. Alright, so we got our Combat Allomancer to do a point of damage somewhere if we need to. Hopefully they don't kill it right away. Get down our 9/7 Warden. Sure. So they have the... Was it a pack? Progressive... Pack Reveler, so we get +4. It'd be enough to kill my guy. I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, no, we'll open lane. And we'll just poke the Gizmo, force him to use it. Getting yield 9/7 on a cycle. That is nice. Ooh. Okay, another one of your creatures replaces the creature. Give it 2/2. Okay. Yep. So 6/7 V 9/7. Okay, we got our Page Walker Glitch Scout. That could be a good little combo there if we can get that to pull that off. So we have the potential to do 3 damage this turn with our Allomancer, depending on what they play here. Okay, Syntheta's Lab, nice. I think we have to just instantly kill this Gizmo. So let's drop our Page Walker right there, and let's just get that Gizmo off the board right away. So now we could do either Glitch Scout or Steel Graft, depending on what they play. I don't think there's much we can do about this progressive guy at the moment. Okay, they're going to Steel Graft, sure. So we could Steel Graft, keep our Page Walker alive. I think the only other mage we have this cycle is going to be our Stampeding guy, and I guess we have the Lightning Tamer. I think, you know what? No, because we can kill this guy next turn if we draw another mage. So let's just drop our Glitch Scout, and let's upgrade the Stone Fist, because it's going to be big next cycle. We're going to take 9 here. We're going to deal 13. So they're trading a lot of, this is going pretty quick, they're trading a lot of damage just to keep their board state going. So let's, we're gonna have to block here, so let's just move this over here. And we do just kill that off. So we've got a bit of tempo going here. We just had some favorable trades, and just being the first player really helped in our particular setup with the way we drew things out. Let's see, Colossus can do two. So the Colossus can be used to trade with the 9/7 if they don't play any other cards. Refreshing Hunter too, that's nice. So we'll have to see what comes up next. You know, 6 mages is pretty decent with the Almancer since they weren't able to get off the board. Big problem with Disintegrate is that it doesn't deal with anything that's on board already. Okay, so if it's enemy, sure. That's fair. Yeah, so I think we just stick with the Colossus here, just trying to trade. And just we're applying so much pressure here, they have to deal with this 9/7 at some point. Okay. Well, we still have a spell, so we'll just disintegrate that, I guess. So Pax Blessing, sure. Yeah, I think he needs to do that just to save some damage. So it's gonna take 9, go down to 17. And what do you look out for? Nanotech, okay. Yeah, having this Almancer out is probably pretty painful. Okay, so let's go on Disruptor now. Let's see what we get. Oh, nice, okay. Get another Gizmo. It has to go into an empty lane, so I'm not going to be able to quite kill my guy. Okay, yeah, they're just going to take that out while they can. That makes sense. So I think we just have to do this. And I kind of like getting the Spirit Golem Conclave online and just pumping this up here. Then we can decide whether we want to move it into that lane or not. Alright, 7/6 Kindred, okay. Doing 4 to him, sure. What they've got going. Okay, so we're gonna move this over here. It's 9, 10, 11. I think this might be lethal. So that's 15, and then we can siphon. So 4 and there. So I think just getting that Almancer out and just he didn't have a way to deal with it early on. Just let it run away with the game there. But yeah, we'll do probably one more match with this, just see how it performs, and we can go from there. here we go with another match. We're up against Ike's Ninja. So he went ahead and threw together a quick deck just to do some more sealed testing with all set 2. Let's see if we can see what he made up. Okay. Oh, so it looks like that's a half and half. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, this looks decent. Alright. Let's just throw out the Stone Fist. 3/6 body. Go. It's a little risky if they get a Batanimate off, but that's okay. Oh, they're gonna try and... Alright, what replace creatures do we have to worry about? Sentinel... Torgway's cool. Is this like a double Torgway deck? Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Refreshing Raptor could be annoying. Let's just kill the Gizmo. Let's just not let that happen. Alright, Spring Dryad, sure. Okay, so we got a Stampeding Master to work with. That's not bad. The question is, do we glitch Scout to try and take that out? We're gonna Energy Surge, sure. So I think what I'm actually gonna do here is probably play the Glitch Scout. Into this lane. Oh. Yeah, I think we're gonna put the Glitch Scout across from our Spring Dryad here, because they're gonna want to try and play something over the Gizmo. Could be the Rooted Batterhide, or just, oh, okay, that'll work. Play a minion, give everything 2/2. Nice. Gain in life. But we can put the Emboldening Prophet here and still trade a bunch there. And we'll take 4. But we'll also get an upgrade out of the deal. This will probably be our Stampeding Master just to get that leveled up. Or maybe the Lightning Charge, actually. Actually, let's do the Lightning Charge to get it past the first level so it can hit just about anything. I think I like that a little better. So I think here I like just dropping down the Colossus and killing off the 2/2. Just to kind of keep our board presence going. And then, you know, depending on what they do, we might actually even use the shield node just to protect something. So we have a lot of low toughness guys. They might, you know, try and throw something in the way just to kind of take something out easy. So we got the Batterhide. Alright, so they sent back the Prophet, sure. So they're planning on taking this out. We could either do the Venerable Ice Crusher or try and save this. Or we could do Gizmo. Not terrible at level 2. I'm not a huge fan of Gizmo. They might Botanimate. I'm not sure. Let's just play. Let's play the Ice Crusher. Just try and keep some pressure going. It's interesting they sent this back and not the Glitch Scout, but probably because they are on the defense and they want to be able to kill this. Yeah, makes sense. I had a feeling that's what was coming. Alright, so I'm glad we didn't try and save it. Okay, so, alright, so we drew all level 2 stuff, which is cool. Watch out for Nova's Touch. I kind of just like the Stone Fist. Let's see what we can play it across from. Could even skip it. I mean, it's just huge. So I think I just like playing this across from our Batterhide here. Because we can still take that out, maybe with like a little bit of a incidental damage with something like the Colossus level 2. Okay, so they're wisping that, sure. Oh, nice. Okay, so Gizmo and that, sure. So we could Glitch Scout here and reduce this guy's power and increase that guy's power. Increase the power of the Emboldening Prophet. Which I kind of like. I think I'm gonna, yeah. Okay, let's Glitch Scout here. And then we will pump this guy so it trades and reduce this guy so the scout takes less damage. And then we can just clear up this side of the board. And I think the Prophet is what I want to upgrade this time. Never saw our Page Walker. Let's get our master level up. Let's actually... Here, let's make this a little scarier first, and then we'll decide what to put in the Spirit Golem Conclave lane. Okay, oh. Well, now I want to play a Steel Graph to try and keep this guy alive. So we'll go up to 10. If they can play 2 creatures, then it's going to get pretty darn big. And if they can play 2 creatures, it's probably like a Transcendent Biologist, maybe. But if we do that, at least we can probably kill. So I think I am going to Steel Graft. And we'll just put that there in case they do still play 2 creatures. We can maybe keep this alive. Okay, so Spring Dryad, sure. So that's gonna keep our Glitch Scout alive for another day. We get to upgrade our Stampeding Master. Hey, Elementor showed up. Okay, okay. So we got our Pyromatic Colossus. May not even do the Master here. Or sorry, the Allomancer here. No, it's gonna... Okay, so he's gonna knock that back. That's fair. Oh, but then it's... Okay, okay. It's pushed up because of the Spring Dryad. Makes sense. Alright, let's put our Colossus here and just take out the Dryad now. Like a plus attack, and now it sets us up for a pretty good lightning charge if he does not put anything in the way. Okay. So maybe we save the lightning charge. Does playing our Safeguard do anything for us here? We have 2 mages. I think I like just upgrading the Allomancer. And it doesn't really matter because I'll do that. That way we have it for next turn. And these 2 trades, at least we keep this going. Yeah, let's play Stampeding Master. +3/+3. I've got the Mind Doesn't Matter. So we got 1, 2, we'll have 3, so this is 6 and 3, so it's 9 damage we can spread around. So we can probably kill just about anything he plays, except maybe that. That's fine. I still think we play the Allomancer and just we skip the sprite. And we just hit this as hard as we can. That'll let the Stampeding Master go through a little bit at least. I think, you know, we're getting a pretty good board control going. And that's making it hard for Ikes to come back. Okay. Yep, he's got to kill off the Allomancer, but he's going to take a big chunk of damage here. Oh no, they are going to survive because of the Nova's might have missed that, and that's going to survive too. Nicely played. We still got to take a pretty big chunk out, and we've got our lightning charge too, which is nice. So we can actually. This is interesting. Okay, so they're turning off the Prophet, or not the Prophet, the Allomancer. Yeah, interesting. So if I play the Emboldening Prophet here, I kind of need to take out the Guardian. I don't want to get super cute. We'll just leave the Lightning Charge alone. We can trade the Glitch Scout for the... This might actually be a Mind Over Matter turn. Because we're gonna have the... Yeah, let's Mind Over Matter. Let's put back... What do we want to draw next turn? I think we want to draw... Lightning Charge. Mechanizing. And... Prophet? This is hard. Just the shield node back. Okay, so next guy is going to get 8 buff. So let's do the Emboldening Prophet here. I'm not sure if this was correct. He might have Botanimate, which would be problematic. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. Okay, so they're still going to trade. We can Glitch Scout over here to get a free card. So the only thing that's going to be left is that. It's fine. And this guy. I guess we just Gizmo? Or do we Page Walker? I think we Gizmo. I forgot we had to upgrade it too. That's cool. Okay. Okay, yeah, let's just make a gigantic Colossus. Do 5 damage. And we'll just play the Gizmo in the Spirit Golem lane just to give him something to think about. Yeah, I forgot that you upgrade the card when you Glitch Scout it. Okay, so it's gonna go 6/6 somewhere. kind of a chump block. Okay, so this is basically dead. I think we just warden. Just get the most power on the board we can. We'll save the lightning charge for the next round. That's 13 or 14 if he doesn't block either of these. Oops. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so that's just kind of becomes a chump at that point. Okay, so we've got our Allomancer back, which is, if we can keep this alive for another second, then we can, oh, he's gonna strike something. Okay, that's fine. At least we can still, Allomancer away at the Spring Dryad. So we have 2 mages. I think we still do this. Hit the life gain. And depending on what they do, I might be able to sneak through with a lightning charge and the synaptic siphon to take something out. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. We can destroy this guy and then lightning charge. And that is lethal. Alright, that was a good game. Again, we had a little bit of controller early on. But that's kind of what this deck does, is it just kind of controls the board with the mages and then tries to win that way. It doesn't have any like haymakers per se, but works out. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be doing more sealed openings in the future and more challenges on the queue for the new client. Thanks again for watching. Please don't feel free to do a like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment below to be entered into the giveaway.